everyone. It's me, Erica, with my co-author, Brian Moylan.
Hi, guys.
We're here today promoting what? Pretty Mess, March 20th, the book that we wrote together about my life.
Pre-order on Amazon now.
Yeah, I think it's number one, actually.
I mean, of course it's number one, bitch.
Bitch. Anyway, we're here today, and we were going to ask a few questions and, answer some things and have a good time. So let's get it rolling.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Where did the octopus come from?
It came from a florist shop up the street. I went in to get dahlias, and this was actually for sale. And because I have an octopus in my home, I thought I couldn't resist. So I got this little octopus.
Does the octopus have a name?
Which one?
Both.
Oh, no. Calamari Watson is my octopus at home. But this one, this could be the office calamari. I've never given this one a thing.
I feel like our next project should be a children's book called Calamari Watson, and he's a squid that solves crimes.
Oh. A squid that solves crime.
Yeah. And Calamari Watson.
Okay, I can get into that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Calamari's a girl, though.
Oh, she's a girl.
Fabulous.
She's a fabulous
She's
squid
a fabulous,
girl
yeah, she's
that
a fabulous
solves crimes.
octopus that solves crimes.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm into that.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Okay. We'll get someone to illustrate it.
I love that
nice.
idea. And we can give her the name calamari comes from a hairstyle. My hair was kind of thrashed out and it looked like calamari.
Really?
Yeah, it was crazy.
What did you do to your hair?
It was just curled and teased and backcombed and sprayed down and waxed, and it just kind of looked like
Calamari Watson.
like tentacles, and hence Calamari Watson was born.
All right.
All right, let's get into this entire Facebook Live situation.
Okay. So we have some questions that we've been taking from Instagram and Twitter.
Oh, God.
Just like Andy Cohen on the reunion.
This is your Andy Cohen moment.
Yes. Linda from Sheboygan asks.
Linda, we can't hear you.
No, this is Vlad KV2 says, what was the inspiration behind writing Pretty Mess? And were you influenced by a particular writer in the way you wrote your book? Or did you just go straight for it, no holds barred, and have your own way of expressing yourself?
Well, I think the reason that I chose Brian to help me write this book was that he could help me find my voice. I've never written a book, and I don't suggest that you write a book if you never written one without professional help. So we kind of went for it, don't you think?
Yeah, and I think that we took a lot, we did a lot of interviews and we talked to you a lot, and most of it is really in your voice and things that you have said and the way you communicate.
Of course.
And, and then together we worked on,
The
shaping
organization and shaping the story so that, it had flow, and we told a story that, we think people would enjoy hearing.
Yeah, and heightened it a little bit so it's not just like we're having a conversation on the couch. But
I think when you say heightening, I think that you're talking about conflict and things that were not easy.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be easy to kind of lull the reader, but you need to know the conflicts and kind of the fucked up shit.
Yeah. Sweet Luscious D.
Oh.
Which is also my Grindr headline.
I bet. Sweet Luscious D.
Asked, how long did it take you to write the book, and how did you decide on Brian Moylan to co-write it with you?
Oh my God, Brian Moylan. I decided on Brian Moylan because I had read a few of his things, yes, about Housewives and some other articles that he'd written. And I knew that Brian would understand where I was coming from and be able to capture my voice and help me organize and entertain, honestly.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And it took us 6 months?
6 months, I would say. There's a good 6 months of interviews.
Yeah. And I think, and writing in between then and then going back and forth on it. And yeah, I would say 6.
It was a 6 solid month program.
Okay.
Project, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Katie Lara Hardy says, the DSL scene this season was everything.
Cool.
What advice would you give to the younger generation about becoming successful?
Well, I think that the odds are really stacked against this generation because I don't think that the level of opportunity that was out there, let's take it one generation like my mom's, I think they had more opportunity. We had less. So I don't know how much of an easy time this generation will have finding a career, finding their way. It seems kind of the deck is stacked against them in a way.
But I think that one of the interesting things we talk about in the book that you always say is when things were difficult and you were faced with obstacles, that you always found your own way and found a different way of making things happen.
There's always a way, but you have to be willing to step out and not be liked and it look crazy. But, you know, provided that you have a plan and you keep your head straight, I think you can achieve. You got to work hard. I mean, nothing is given to anyone, even though it kind of looks like it isn't.
Veggie Queen says, what are the top 3 things on your bucket list?
Oh, I haven't even thought about a bucket list. I'm living in the moment.
Where are 3 places you've never been that you really want to visit?
Maldives, Seychelles, and I don't know the third one. Lyle says Barcelona, but
Yes.
Have you never been to Barcelona?
No.
How have you never been to?
See?
I know.
Is she not going to take you?
Yeah,
You should take us both.
I've offered, have I not?
Yeah, okay.
I mean, the Atlanta Housewives are there right now.
Yep.
Well, I'm not in the Atlanta Housewives. I'm in the Beverly Hills ones.
Lady Above 575 says, what advice do you have for people who want to come out of their shell and be glam and feel fabulous, but might be a bit shy? You're a bit shy.
I'm very shy. Thank you for saying that. A lot of people don't believe it. You know, you just have to step out on faith, as stupid as that sounds. If you're waiting for the right moment, it's never going to happen. So you have to almost seize it and just do it. And the more you do it, the less and less afraid you are. That's really the truth, as simple as it may sound.
The Amanda wants to know, what empowers you as an independent, strong woman?
I think just drive, you know, and not wanting to fail and not wanting to quit, I think is what really makes me wake up every day. I also love what I do. I'm very fortunate to be able to do it. So if I didn't, I feel like I would waste the day.
I think you also have a really good support system around you.
Oh, that is key. If
Yeah.
I didn't have my husband, you know, and friends and people that really kind of believe in you, but that is also built.
Yes.
You have to build that. That doesn't just naturally appear. You have to go build your support system. And you have to be a support system for others. It's not just, okay, you know, to have all these things. You have to also support others. And that's really how it goes.
Yeah. Very well said.
Thank you.
What's the one anecdote or story that you wish had made it into the book, but ended up on the cutting room floor?
We can't talk about it because legal, we can't.
Well, there was one story. There were a couple stories about shitty early concerts.
Oh, yeah.
That we ended up not including, that were
a little risque.
Yeah.
Even by my standards.
Yeah. And they didn't make the cut. And that made me a little bit sad.
You killed your darling.
I killed my darling, and you know, that's what they taught us in writing school. So
I learned to kill your darling.
Yeah.
I have a couple questions from here, Facebook peeps. Kayleen Jackson said, is the book also audiobook?
Yes, the book is an audiobook, and I am the narrator. So you get to hear this nasal quality throughout the whole thing.
She sings it. She sings the whole thing.
I do not.
And Omar wants to know, will you discuss how Erika Jayne came to be in the book?
Yes, the birth of Erika Jayne is discussed in Pretty Mess. Yeah. 100%.
She gets a whole chapter.
She does.
She gets a few chapters.
Well, yeah, because she's a living, breathing entity.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Kimberly wants to know, what would you consider a bad day?
What would I consider a bad day?
Yep.
I mean,
if they get her Starbucks order wrong, the rest of the day is ruined.
No, that's not true. I was thinking, like, you know, there are bad days and there's like really bad days.
Yeah.
I mean, it would have to require something like really emotional. Yeah. I have a lot of, you know, irritating days, but certainly not bad days.
Yeah.
So my question is, you know, sometimes we all wake up in just like in a bad mood, hating the world.
Yes.
How do you get over that to make it a good day?
I go to the gym. And if I go and I work out, I find that if I wake up and I'm not feeling quite like myself, if I go do some sort of physical activity, it tends to That is really true. Because if you choose to stay in bed or, linger around the house or whatever, you got to get out and start doing something.
I think you are absolutely right.
Yeah.
Lynn has a question. She says, will you be doing a book tour?
We're not doing a book tour, but we are doing book appearances. So there'll be one in Manhattan, Brooklyn, and Jersey, and then one here in Los Angeles at the Grove.
Ooh, I love the Grove.
Yeah.
Are you going to do it on the trolley?
No.
That would be amazing.
No, it's at the Barnes & Noble.
No, we have a whole production. I'll be the fountain, her,
I'm going to come out of the fountain.
Come out of the fountain.
No.
With pyro.
Very Esther Williams.
Please.
Have you decided on what you're wearing for your book appearance?
No, not yet. We're actually starting that next week.
Okay.
Yeah, something fun though, for sure. It's a big moment,
Ooh.
You don't often get the chance to write a book, and here it is. So I'm going to blow it out.
Jeffrey has a question, but I feel like you guys answer this in the book, so maybe you don't.
Let us
but
know and we'll just tell you.
how did your husband propose to you?
Oh, you got to read the book.
Right?
Yeah.
Very sweet.
Sorry,
Very
Jeffrey.
sweet.
Get the book.
Sorry, Jeffrey. You're going to have to.
You got to
Get the fabulous book.
I have a couple more questions too. Or do you have more?
Go.
Let's
Keep
see.
asking questions. Guys.
What did you learn most about yourself while writing the book?
People have asked me if I've seen writing the book as a form of therapy, and I say no, because therapy should be something that's taken far more seriously. I felt like I had forgotten a lot of things about my childhood, subtle things that actually made an impact, and that was the one thing you tend to kind of, I don't know whether it's block out or lose certain memories.
Well, I think it was interesting. Like you would talk to your mom and she would tell you one thing and
Yes.
that would spark like
a whole another conversation and yes, that is true. It's interesting because, I see it one way as a child. She saw it as an adult. And then when you put them together, it becomes something else.
Yeah. Or Tom would tell you, or
Right.
I talked to Mikey and he would say
Right.
things.
And I would go, oh my God, that's right. And yes.
Right.
It's difficult to remember everything.
You have a very good memory though.
No, I have a very spot on memory. But when you start talking about, especially your super, super nitty gritty childhood things, it's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember that stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you and your husband have such a strong, loving marriage after so many years?
Well, we like each other and we enjoy each other's company and we like the same things in life. And when you have that, then you have a basis for a real friendship and then you can last, unless you don't want to.
This is an excellent question from Irene V. Sullivan. If you could be a taco, what kind of taco would you be?
Oh my God, Irene, this is like the best fucking thing. Okay, so what kind of taco would it be? Maybe like a brisket taco.
I could see that. It's like down home Atlanta plus taco.
Plus taco.
Yeah.
You know what? We should get a brisket taco.
Know what? I think you would be a huevos rancheros taco.
Well, I ate huevos rancheros this morning. I no lie. I eat huevos rancheros
every day.
Every day.
I think eggs are gross.
Are you not an egg person?
No, I don't eat eggs.
No form of egg.
No eggs on their own. Like if you like
scrambled eggs or boiled eggs.
No, none of that.
Oh my God, I love those.
Wow.
Oh, that's interesting.
Okay. Sophie Gaze says, "What are 3 red flags that put you off people immediately, aside from polite lips?"
I don't. Okay. I said this earlier today. I tend to feel people's energy as opposed to like look at them. Like I can almost tell you how someone feels as opposed to how they look. But I am very aware of eyes that I feel are, sizing me up. So if I feel that you're sizing me up, that's one red flag.
Right.
Number 2, if you kind of like are looking sideways at me to see if I hate it when people are testing your personality.
Mm-hmm.
They throw little digs. They throw like kind of passive aggressive shit. They smile and they laugh behind jokes. Then, you can kind of tell that somebody's basically trying to size you up.
Yeah. Do you have another one that you really hate?
I have a great perception for people who are prying, you know, who aren't meeting you on a genuine level. Hey, how are you doing? But more like, oh, so what can you do for me, or how can I use this to my advantage?
I hate braggarts.
Yeah, no one likes that.
Yeah, like anyone who's too like into their own stuff.
Yes. Well, there's a level of saying, you know, what have you been doing, and then you say. There's also a level of being excited, and then there are those that just go on and on and on. That's hard.
I also hate know-it-alls.
Well, unless they do.
Right. Well,
I think if you're smart and you're an expert in your field, I want to know everything that's in your brain.
Yes.
But if you're just opinionated for nothing and you have no experience, like when people try to like tell me kind of like my job, I'm like, I don't remember you being on set.
Right.
So do you want to like take that back, or, you know, what do you know that I don't know? It's kind of like writing. Like if someone said to you, I'd be like, no, not really.
Yeah, I'd be like, oh yeah, thanks.
Sure, yeah, thanks.
Oh, that's a great suggestion.
It's a terrible idea. Right. It's terrible.
When you reflect on your life, what makes you feel the most fulfilled?
I think where I'm at today. You know, I kind of have everything that I've ever wanted, and it kind of feels really good. You know, I think the present moment.
Someone had, sparking off that, Sutherland814 wants to know, what is one thing in life you wish you had but you don't, but not possessions?
I wish I could fly. Is that out? Like, I wish I could fly, yeah.
I wish I could teleport myself, so I never...
Yeah. You know, I wish I could time travel. Sometimes I would have liked to have, like, visited earlier eras. I thought that might have been interesting, like spend a day maybe in the 1800s or something.
There you go. Well, Scarlett said, if you could travel to another era based alone on the fashion and music, where would you go?
Geez, I don't know. Probably be Europe, and it would be maybe to watch Mozart create or something like that. You know what I mean? To watch a master like that. That would have been probably a really good time and kind of bizarre and great.
I want to go to Studio 54.
You want to go to studio, huh?
Yeah, that's what I would do.
You know, he's aiming high. I want to go see Mozart. You want to go to 54? Okay.
Yeah, you know.
No, I'm just kidding.
Let's see. Sophie said, "What's the best compliment you've ever received?"
I mean, I don't know. I think that compliments are great, but I think kind of just, you know, thinking that you're a nice person, and that, you know, sometimes when people they're used to a perception or they're used to a personality, and then they actually meet you in person, they go, oh, this is completely different. Yeah. That's probably one of my favorites.
The highest praise you give anyone when you're talking about them is to call them bright. And like, I think that's, you know, the quality you look for most in people is intelligence. And so I feel like if someone were to call you intelligent, that you would find that to be a
I think
great
that's
compliment.
a very nice thing when people say, Erika, you're quick or you're smart. Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
Do we want to announce
Wait,
our
we don't
3
have
winners?
Yeah, we're done with all the questions.
Yeah, pretty
All
much.
right.
We have 3 winners, and we'll be in touch. We'll just say names.
Ooh.
Yes.
How am I going to do this? Okay. Library Peach from Instagram, you won. Robin Mallory. Am I right? Yeah, Mallory.
Yeah, Robin.
Mallory. Excuse me. Robin Mallory on Instagram, and Zara. Is that it?
That looks like a
Zarate? Zarate Photos on Twitter. If this is you, you won.
A copy
Of our book.
Signed.
Signed.
We'll be in touch.
by only me.
Forget it. I don't want it. No, I'm just kidding. All right. Do we have anything else that we need to discuss?
I have a question.
Yes, dear.
What did you think of last night's episode of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills?
Oh, the New York stuff.
Oh no, about when you were in New York. Yes.
I thought that our scene at Simon & Schuster was really sweet. I know.
I'm very famous.
You are. And I'm tired of people telling me I should have taken my glasses off. If you could have seen my eye, you would have not wanted me to take my glasses off. So thanks. And I felt like, you know, there's division in the group. But I was being nice. And I was being the peacemaker. Not always a role I'm down to play. So So you got a treat. Anybody else?
I think we're good.
Okay.
Go buy the book.
Yeah, I mean, you guys, thank you so much
Pre-order.
for tuning in. You need to pre-order on Amazon. Pretty Mess.
Or Barnes and Noble, or
Yeah.
whatever
Erika
they
Jayne,
want.
Brian Moylan.
Stay tuned for dates
March
and
20th.
signings and all that stuff.
Check our website, check our socials, and, come see us.
Thanks for the support, guys.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. That's not bad.